Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
That's a great look at Boston, one of the great cities in this country. Now, it's a little overcast, so you can't exactly say it's a picture-perfect. Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the first of two from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn and John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees have steadied the ship just a little bit by winning the last two of the three-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays. Yesterday, they got a chance to enjoy an off day, and Gleyber Torres got a chance to enjoy really excellent games that he had.
Gleyber Torres had a first half of the season that he probably should have made the All-Star team. He didn't make that All-Star team, but he's starting to play like an All-Star again. You think about the home run against the Minnesota Twins, a deep shot to left field. That's home run number 19. Here's home run number 20. That's a swing you want to remember for Gleyber Torres. Down and away, driving it the other way, and then finishing up with his 21st home run of the year. The Yankees had an All-Star type player at second base. They got him back again now.
Some of the numbers kind of jump out at you and you realize how special what he's done. 3 seasons with 20 more home runs through the age 25 season. Mantle and DiMaggio only did it more. 21 home runs this season. That's third among the Major League second basemen. Altuve first, Semien second, and multiple hits in back-to-back games. It's only the second time since July 9th. So the Yankees try to keep the streak going and win the first game of this two-game set. They send their ace out to the mound, Garrett Cole. He's also working on longer rest because of the rain out last week. And the bottom line is if he pitches anything like he did against the Twins, they'll take it.
Yeah, it was the second time in his Yankee tenure that he struck out at least 14 batters, so that's a big number. And you know that you're feeling good when you come out on the mound and you simplify your approach. Let's challenge with the fastball and go up the ladder. Let's get a good breaking ball for a swing and miss, and then occasionally mix in a changeup. So to me, a much more simplified approach for Garrett Cole. He only needs about 3 pitches with that power arsenal. That's enough.
He pitched 2 outs into the 7th, allowed 5 hits, just a run. He only walked 2, and as David mentioned, 14 strikeouts, 108 pitches. That's the second most he's ever thrown in a game in the regular season. Well, the Yankees are feeling better, and some of their injured players are starting to feel better. How close are they to returning? Meredith Marakovitz has more when we return right here on Yes.
Fenway Park for Yankees baseball on Yes. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. The Yankees have had to overcome a ton of adversity on the injury front lately, and it looks as though they could be getting some guys back soon. We'll start with Anthony Rizzo. He is actually at Yankee Stadium today, did some throwing on the field, also some running inside. He did then make the trip here to Fenway Park, where he spoke in the clubhouse and said there's a chance he could be back as early as the Brewers series. If not, expect that he'll likely be back during that Pittsburgh series, but he was very encouraged with how he is feeling right now. Aroldis Chapman is expected to throw for the Somerset Patriots tonight. That will be his second rehab appearance. Aaron Boone said the Yankees will then see where he's at after that and make a decision. Luis Severino is expected to get his final rehab start on Thursday. Then he'll join the Yankees rotation thereafter. Scott Effross threw a bullpen here at Fenway earlier today. He came through that fine. He's expected to throw a live session either Thursday or Friday. Miguel Castro continues his rehab appearances. And also noteworthy, Zach Britton moved back to AAA. Aaron Boone said he still needs a couple of appearances till he can be considered a legitimate option. Aaron Boone also noted that he doesn't want to put too much pressure on Britton getting back this season, but if he is right, that could be quite the option out of the Yankees bullpen. And Harrison Bader continues his rehab assignment for the Somerset Patriots. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by John Flaherty. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Welcome back to Yes and Yankees baseball. Crowd filing in Fenway Park. Let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the New York Yankees. It's 73 degrees. There's a 25% chance of rain. Humidity is 80%, and wind is out of the east-southeast at 7 miles per hour. And those standings tell the story. The Yankees are getting a little more breathing room. Tampa Bay beat Toronto in the first game of a doubleheader today. So the Yankees are 5 ahead in the loss column, 6 over Toronto. And it's an amazingly rough season for Boston, besieged with injuries, and the Red Sox are in last place in the American League East. So this is just a 2-game set, and the Red Sox will visit Yankee Stadium next weekend. This starts a road trip for the Yankees of 5 games, 2 games here in Boston. Thursday, another off day, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Yankees will be in Milwaukee to meet the Brewers. So, David, the 2 wins against Tampa Bay, do you think that settled things down?
Yes, very much so. I think they just feel better about themselves in that clubhouse. You take some of the pressure off, get a little bit more cushion, and it's amazing. Confidence can be very fleeting, Flash, and even for the best of players.
You score 10 runs in back-to-back games, you're going to start feeling better about yourself. And we saw that guy, Giancarlo Stanton, going through his warm-ups. He's back swinging the bat better, so Aaron Boone feeling really good about his club right now.
All right, so the Red Sox take the field, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup of the Yankees, brought to you by TikTok. TikTok taught me that there are 2 men, big men, at the start of the Yankee lineup. Aaron Judge in center, followed by Giancarlo Stanton at DH. It worked in the games against the Rays. They're trying it here in Boston. Gleyber Torres at second. Josh Donaldson cleans up at third. Oswaldo Cabrera in right. Miguel Andujar in left. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the shortstop, at seventh. Batting eighth and back is the catcher Jose Trevino. He missed the weekend series on paternity leave. And the first baseman Marwin Gonzalez will bat ninth. And that squad will face that pitcher.
Yeah, Nick Pivetta, the tall right-hander on the mound at Fenway Park tonight. This will be his 29th start. 155 1/3 innings, 20 home runs given up on the year. A little deeper in our pitcher scouting report. When I think about Nick Pivetta, I think about the top to bottom style, the 4-seamer up and the curveball down. Gets good spin and good extension on his pitches as well. His curveball in the 80th percentile in terms of spin rate. His extension reaching close to home plate in the 86th percentile. Very durable starter. This will be his 29th start on the year. He's the only pitcher in the rotation for the Red Sox that can say that. And over the last 7, he's been pretty good, a 3.68 ERA.
Let's take a look at the defense behind him, and it's brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. In the outfield, Tommy Pham leads Major League Baseball with 12 assists. Kike Hernandez in center, and Alex Verdugo is over and right. In the infield, Devers, Bogarts, Arroyo, and Casas. That's how you pronounce that young man's name, Casas, and you'll hear a lot about him. McGuire behind the plate, catching Nick Pivetta. Nick Marley is the home plate umpire. Mark Wegner at first, Paul Clemens at second, and Quinn Walcott is over at third. It has been a surprisingly bad year for the Red Sox. So many injuries. We'll talk about it over the course of this game and tomorrow as well. But you hear the boos now for Aaron Judge. He is at 55 home runs. And he has gone 5 games without a home run. Let's do it here in Boston. First pitch popped up, right side. Long run for everyone. Verdugo will watch it go into the seats, a foul ball. Yankees are 85 and 56. The Red Sox are 69 and 72. You know, we give you the homerless drought, which is kind of unfair because the guy's been on fire. He's certainly gotten his hits over his last 8 games, 14 for 29, 485.
.606 plate appearances as Aaron Judge has posted up this year.
And there's a strike, 0-2.
You know what, it just seems like the home runs are a byproduct of good at-bats day in and day out, 4 or 5 of them every day. And David, all year long, I've been saying the guy just doesn't go out of the strike zone. Oh, and by the way, he's a good 2-strike hitter behind in the count, 0-2.
Grounded to third. Devers across the diamond gets Judge. 1 away. All right, John, it's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, Garrett Cole has been throwing the ball better lately, but there's room for improvement, especially at Fenway Park. An ERA over 7 against the Red Sox at Fenway in a heavyweight matchup between Devers and Cole. Devers with 6 home runs against Garrett Cole. We'll watch that matchup all night. And Giancarlo Stanton starting to heat up a little bit, and he loves hitting at Fenway.
And there's a strike.
364, 7 bombs, 24 RBIs at Fenway Park. So a hot hitter coming in and loves hitting up here in Boston.
0-2. Now, David told you that Pivetta has been pitching better of late, but in his 3 starts against the Yankees, an 11.48 ERA. The 0-2. 1-2. Pivetta is 29 years old, 6 big league season. Has not missed a start. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Stanton down on strikes 2 away.
Four-seamer up, curveball and slider down, and this is really well located up and out of the zone. Gets Stanton to chase.
Well, Pivetta has retired the wrecking balls, and now here's Gleyber Torres. Right in on the thumbs, fouled away.
Guys, I'm looking around Fenway Park, a lot of empty seats, right? With the Red Sox being in last place, having a down year, and the Yankees coming in first. There's not the usual buzz or energy that we're used to when we come up to Fenway.
Yeah, it seems like they've more shifted their attention to the Patriots and how they lost to the Dolphins.
Still got time. You can drive up here from Jersey, hit StubHub.
Boy, you watch Gleyber Torres lately, and he's starting to pile up the home runs, 21 of them now. And we showed in the open a down and away pitch that Gleyber drilled to right center field for a 3-run shot. That was his 20th home run of the year. That's the swing that if he can go back to day in and day out, he's going to be a force coming down the stretch.
All right, let's take a look at the home plate umpire. They've changed it. It's now Mark Wegner. He's hitter friendly. He calls fewer inside strikes, fewer low strikes. Mark in his 25th big league season. So Morley was originally the home plate ump. Now he's at first. Everybody else remains the same.
Well, David told you about that big 12-6 curveball that Pivetta will throw. He also throws a slider off of that, and it's a lot for a right-handed hitter to deal with. 4-seam fastball up, big breaking ball 12-6, and then he'll throw you a different breaker with the slider.
Another foul ball. He's throwing strikes, 13 pitches, 11 strikes. Josh Donaldson's on deck. Another foul ball.
A little trickery out there.
Quick step?
Yes, quick pitched him. Normally a high leg kick. That time, no leg kick.
Hit sharply and backhanded by Bogarts. Fires in the dirt. Casas scoops it up, and that'll do it. As Pivetta retires the Yankees in order, 1-2-3. The Red Sox coming to bat. Sox turn against Garrett Cole. And the Red Sox starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. TikTok taught me. Tommy Pham in left will lead off. Alex Verdugo in right bat second. Hitting third, the shortstop Xander Bogaerts. Rafael Devers at third base will clean up. Batting fifth, the DH J.D. Martinez. Christian Arroyo at second. Tristan Casas is the first baseman. Kike Hernandez in center. And Reese McGuire has hit very well since coming over to the Red Sox. He'll catch and he'll bat ninth.
Yes, indeed. Garrett Cole towing the slab at Fenway Park here tonight. Gathering his thoughts. This will be his 29th start. 3.2 ERA and only 42 walks against 218 strikeouts. That's pretty good. A little bit more, and he is the major league strikeout leader with those 218 Ks. Also has 19 quality starts. That's tied for fifth with his former teammate Justin Verlander, and this will be his 71st career Yankee start.
And there's a strike to Pham.
Those 70 starts leading into tonight. He's 34-18 with a 3.15 ERA in his Yankee tenure.
And he's 30 strikeouts away from tying Ron Guidry's all-time Yankee mark at 248. Oh, 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 strikes. Pham is out. Check out the Yankee defense brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. And Duhart, Judge, and Cabrera. That's left to right in the outfield. Infield, Donaldson, Kiner-Falefa, Torres, and Gonzalez third to first. Trevino back behind the plate, catching Cole. So here's Verdugo. He's moved to right field after the acquisition of Pham. There's a strike. 4 pitches, 4 strikes for Cole.
And I think that's simplifying it, Michael. If you look at those 4 pitches, they're all perfectly executed with the fastball right on the corner. 5 for 5 now. And, you know, David, you talked about Cole with his Yankee numbers. The next step is obviously October, right? The big start's coming down the stretch. And the way he's been throwing the ball the last 3 outings, I think he's right where he wants to be.
Fly ball left field, and Duhart toward the line. He's there, makes the play.
And I guess my question to you, how important is it to come down the stretch feeling like everything's locked and loaded, or, you know what, it doesn't matter in October, I can flip a switch?
No, I think it does matter.
Yeah.
It's a great point, Flash. And, you know, as you see, Xander Bogaerts coming up. I think he's simplified his approach. If you remember Garrett Cole earlier in the year, he was toying with a cutter. There was 5 different pitches. Kind of the nutty professor out there, and he can do a lot of things. He's that talented. But to me, the 3-pitch mix, that slider for swing and miss is his best secondary pitch. Challenge guys with your fastball early, mixing your changeup to lefties the 3rd time through.
There's Bogaerts, and another strike. 7 for 7.
And an occasional knuckle curve we've been seeing more early in count for that get me over strike. So I agree with you. It's fastball. Everything kind of comes off of that pitch.
First one out of the zone, 1-1.
And if you look at Garrett's last 3 starts, a win against Oakland, a loss against the Angels where he threw 2 bad pitches. I thought one of them was the Ohtani home run, and then a dominant game, the 14 strikeouts David told you about in the open against the Twins.
2-1.
Did you guys have a good time out in LA?
We did.
Got Flash on the West Coast out there.
Wait a second. Flash on the West Coast isn't a big deal. We had this guy on the West Coast. That was a bigger deal. It's been a long time. That used to be the Kenny Singleton, John Flaherty special.
Kenny loved the West Coast.
Did you see the Michael K. hat stretcher that they have out in front of the big A there?
Wow.
Wow. Bottom of the 1st inning. Here we go.
Going to be great 2 games. 2-2. Popped up shallow center. Judge is there, and he makes the play. And the Red Sox are retired in order against Cole. We'll go to the 2nd. It's a food fight, an MLB food fight to determine which ballpark food is the best this year. Fill out your bracket and vote for the Yankee Stadium Lobel Steak Sandwich at MLB.com/foodfight today. No fight there, Cracker Jack. Always does the job. A little hot dog at the ballpark works too. As we go to the second inning, and Josh Donaldson will lead off against Nick Pivetta. And a strike. Birthday wishes have to go out to Bernie Williams. He's 54 today.
Big Bernie.
Big Bernie. One and two.
Bernie's winning, you know, in life. He's just winning. Got a whole second career. The whole music thing he's got going. It's fantastic.
I just realized Bernie is younger than me. I thought Bernie was older than me.
See, now you're making me think. Let me recalculate.
He's happy. He's winning at life. Bernie's got it figured out.
Every time you see him, he's got a big smile, right? A little pep in his step.
Yeah, he's 54. 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Donaldson down on strikes.
Well, that's what Pivetta will get you to do as a hitter when you're thinking 12-6 curveball. You see it out of his hand and it's a fastball that's just elevated. You will get chases up out of the strike zone when you can throw that 12-6 for a strike.
And here is Oswaldo Cabrera. Now back. Put a number in that middle column. First home run at Yankee Stadium in the big leagues. You could read by his smile as he rounded the bases. One and one.
I always thought how nice it must be for a left-handed hitter to hit a home run to right field at Yankee Stadium, and as then you're running down the line, you see the flight of the ball over 400 feet. No doubt that it was going to be his first big league home run. Get to enjoy it, take it all in. And the reaction of his teammates in the dugout, David, that never gets old when you see a rookie do something for the first time.
He almost got one on his first swing as a Yankee. Pulled it to right field at Yankee Stadium, just missed it.
Here's a look back. Sunday, fastball middle down. A little bat flip. Deep into the bleacher creatures. Was able to get that first home run ball back. And like I said, all those guys in the dugout, they remember their first big league home run and a lot of celebrations. Good for him.
And they also gave him a break. They did not give him the silent treatment. He was immediately greeted. He's very well liked. Three and two.
And Michael, he was able to get that ball back. He gave it to what he considers his second family who lives in Miami, so he was very excited to be able to do that. But you could tell after the game, the clubhouse, when he was talking about it, running the bases, smiling ear to ear, how special that moment was for him.
And there's the greeting he received. Do you still have your first home run ball, John?
I do. It's against Pat Henkin back in the day.
Grand name.
When he was winning some of those Cy Youngs with the Toronto Blue Jays. But I guess I was bringing up Cabrera's first big league home run that he could enjoy it, because mine was a wall scraper at Tiger Stadium, and as a right-handed hitter I pulled it. You know, you can't watch and admire, so it was a big sense of relief, and you move on. But yes, I do. I have that ball.
And there's a walk, the first base runner of the game. You have your first strikeout?
I have nothing.
I know you lost everything.
I kept nothing.
Wow.
Have nothing.
But you have the memories, right?
Yeah, it's all right up there.
Who was the first strikeout?
So it's that old line. Man, I had a great career. If I can only remember it, right? Great life I led. If I can only remember it. I don't know. I can't remember.
You don't remember the first strikeout?
No.
To get James Smythe on that one.
Here's Andujar. There's a strike. You didn't like that call. Let's see if he has a beef. Yep. Andujar 6 hits in his last 15 at bats. Did he go? Nope. 1-1.
Andujar's kind of at a funny point of his career right now, right? Gets another opportunity. Like you said, Michael, been swinging the bat better lately. A lot of guys are going to be coming back for the Yankees. You don't know how it's all going to play out, but he's gone down to the minor leagues. He's hit when he's had some opportunities. Maybe he hasn't. Now he is hitting. You just don't know how this is all going to play out for him with the Yankee organization.
Runner goes. No one's popped up. Shallow right. Verdugo comes on. Hustling back to first is Cabrera. 2 outs. There it is, John.
Look at the batting average. 356. It would only go down from there.
Just missed the upper tank, too.
That was 4th or 5th row. The moon shot.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that young man.
Ooh.
So now, Cora goes out and talks with the home plate umpire. And let's see.
Boston is challenging that the runner didn't retouch second on his way back.
I guess he did round second. Is that what? Okay, you touch it. Come, yeah, you got to retouch it on the way back. Now, obviously, it wasn't a big turn around second. It was just maybe a half a step. I would think you would have to retouch it on the way back as the Red Sox are walking off the field.
Now, is that rounding or?
It's a half a step, but you could say he's on the shortstop side, right?
That's what they're looking at.
Yeah,
that's going to be the,
interpretation.
yes, that's good. That's what it's going to come down to.
I would say that's rounding the base.
Remember, he was going on the pitch, so he was going full bore and then stop. And kind of the momentum made him round just a little bit. We'll see what they think with the challenge.
All these years we've been doing it, right? And you got something like this where you're going, wait a second, did he round it? Did he not?
Yes.
Well, the Red Sox seem to think it's a fait accompli.
After the review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is out. Boston will retain their challenge.
So slight, but enough that they say he did not retouch. Lesson learned for Cabrera as we go to the second inning. Nothing. Hey fans, the Yes app is your home for streaming live Yankee games on Yes anywhere you go. Plus get second screen features like Watch Party and free pick and play games. We can win big cash and prizes. Scan the QR code on the screen to download the Yes app now. All right, we go to the bottom of the second. Cole looked really sharp in the first. 11 pitches, 9 strikes. 1-0.
Yep, this is the matchup tonight. You see the numbers against Garrett Cole, the 6 home runs, 16 RBIs.
Last time he faced him at Yankee Stadium, he flipped him in his first at bat, and Devers did not seem as aggressive at the plate after that. Obviously very careful with him. 3-0. Red Sox have a pretty big decision to make with Devers. He's got the clock ticking toward free agency after next year. Swinging on 3-0, and he swings and misses. So do they sign him to a long-term deal? And they have a decision on Bogarts even sooner. He's going to opt out of his deal. Do they keep him here? He's a crowd favorite. He's been here his whole career. Be interesting. Ball 4.
Doesn't it seem like that would be, if we're going to do one, we're going to do the other and keep these guys on the left side for however many more years?
That is the decision to be made in Boston. They have tremendous resources here, tremendous ownership group. They can do just about anything they want. But you get the feeling that the better Mookie Betts plays out in LA, that there's almost a makeup call coming. Are they going to go out there and get active on a frontline free agent?
Here's J.D. Martinez, and Mookie Betts said during the All-Star game that if the Red Sox had offered him the same deal the Dodgers did, he would have signed. So there was some thought that there was no way he would have stayed in Boston. He said that's not true. He would have.
Yeah, he said he enjoyed the East Coast, the passion of the baseball fans. They will always be compared to what if we would have kept Mookie or not, and what he's doing out in LA.
You got to look at Chaim Bloom, head of baseball operations for the Red Sox, and the big concern in Boston is he trying to get Tampa Bay Northeast here? Sky to right field. Cabrera gives it a look. It's out of play, because if he is and he wants a lean, mean machine despite the ownership having a lot of money, then they will not go deep like that. They're trying to build the farm system and do what Tampa Bay does. That's where Chaim came from.
This ain't Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't play up here in Boston like that.
And it's so strange what's happened in Boston, because obviously after the curse was broken, they've continued to ring up championships. But when they don't win championships, they finish last a lot. So it's a real strange dichotomy, and the fan base doesn't love that. They love the titles, but they don't like finishing last. This, I believe, would be the 5th year in the last 12. I might be off. James could check that on me. But and if you're a fan, would you trade the championships and have years where you're not going to be competitive?
Trevino back from the paternity list. Welcome back. A foul ball off your right knee. Congratulations to him, his wife, his family, and welcome back. Put a nice pack on that after the game.
David, it was Danny Tartable, June 11th, 1986. KC against Seattle.
Brand name.
Yeah.
The Bull.
I got to believe there was a sweeping slider somewhere mixed in.
Had to be a slider.
Well, you can talk about the Boston Red Sox. They're in last place, 69 and 72, but they can still hit. They could put up runs, especially in this ballpark. So Garrett Cole, it's a challenge. It's a last place team in your division, but this is a formidable lineup. So I mentioned Cole throwing well his last 3 starts. This is going to be another one where it's a little bit of a challenge.
Runner goes 3-2, swung on a miss, throw to second. Safe. Stolen base for Devers.
Well, Devers doesn't run a lot. This is going to be his 3rd stolen base. See him peeking in. The throw looked like it was on the shortstop side. The strikeout, the throw. Jeff Glaber has to go and get it, try to reach back. Obviously, you'd love to see a middle infielder get there early and be able to swipe the tag, but a good play just to get it on the shortstop side and try to get the tag.
Yeah, I'd like to get into that a little bit with you, Flash, as the game unfolds in terms of the catching style of some of the new catchers down on one knee. Trevino, obviously one of those. And
swing and a miss.
you can see he's picking a lot of those balls in the dirt. That's by design on one knee. And I had him on our podcast, James Smythe and Justin Shackle and Tony the Slab, and he said, I know it's a bugaboo for a lot of old catchers, this new style. I wish I could have him down and talk to them. He really believes in it. It's not just about saving your knees, but technically speaking, being low. It's a whole new ball game catching behind the plate nowadays, and I've got an old catcher up here, so what do you think?
No, I get it. I get it. It's like they get graded on framing metrics, right? Probably is the most important grade now behind the plate. And, you know, when you talk to Tanner Swanson and all the Yankee coaches, they talk about working with the pitching staff first, which I love. That's, in my opinion, the most important part. But, David, there are balls that get away that take away the double play, right? And those were some of the nights when I would be in the clubhouse after the game, maybe with an adult beverage, where I'm like, you know what, nobody knows about that ball I blocked in the 2nd inning, but that double play that happened after it was an important part. The one knee down, glove is down, you're trying to get lower strikes. I get that, as long as you can take care of the ball in the dirt. And that's probably the biggest problem for the old school guys like myself.
1-2.
They swear by the metrics that the pass balls are not up because of this. You know, they have it in their numbers. Now, it's certainly, you remember the ones that are big.
Yes.
That get by and the run scores from third, or a base runner advances. But Jose Trevino was adamant about that. He wishes he could get some of the old school catchers down there and talk to them about it. You see a lot of these balls, they short hop. You know, they don't even get into the catching or in the blocking position. Certainly the framing runs, that pays off right there, and he's at the top. Is Jose Trevino in that category.
But it's amazing when the Yankee analytics department explained the value of one stolen strike and how that can really relate to runs saved.
Ground ball, Torres. He gets Arroyo. And Devers will move to 3rd.
All right, well, you threw it on me, so now I'm going to throw it back to you. As an old school pitcher, you have a guy on base with a catcher you know that's going to block the ball. You can really bang that breaking ball in the dirt. One gets away from you with the catcher on one knee who backhands it, it's going to get your attention, right?
It is. I'm going to want to see the numbers, and they swear that the numbers are there, that you're already down on one knee, you're already low to the ground, you don't have to make the move to get down into the blocking position. And they actually feel like, in some ways, they're better off being on one knee, and certain pitches they can block. Well, you're always going to take note of the ones that get away, as I said before, that are big ones, and talk about Carlton Fisk or Thurman Munson didn't do it that way.
Here's Casas, and the pitch is inside. So Devers is at 3rd with 2 outs. From the bottom of the 2nd, 0-0.
Well, here's a classic situation. Runner at 3rd, 2 outs. You know, if I'm behind the plate calling a curveball or a slider for Garrett Cole, I want him to know I got you. You can bounce this. It's not getting by me. And as a pitcher, that's got to be comforting.
And you can see anything that's a short hop, he's going to try to pick, as opposed to a traditional blocking position and smother.
High drive into left center field. That ball is gone. A home run for Casas, and it is 2-0 Boston.
Well, this is what the Red Sox brought this kid up for. He's got big-time pop. That's why they sent Dahlback down, because they wanted to give this kid a chance. And that is big league pop the other way. Garrett Cole's never faced this kid before. He's going to challenge him up over the plate with a fastball, and that ball is launched.
David, I hated facing rookie hitters' head. You know, you see video, but until you feel them in the box, get a feel for their approach, it's a feeling out process, that first and second at bat. Casas got him.
Hernandez fouls it away.
Boy, I watched that swing, and I think of a teammate of mine, Mo Vaughn, who was more of a pull hitter in the minor leagues. And once he got to Fenway Park and saw that wall out there and got with Mike Easler, his hitting coach, learned how to drive it the other way, turned himself into an MVP. Big time swing.
Two and two. Swing and a miss. Hernandez down on strikes. 3 strikeouts for Cole, but a 2-0 Boston lead on the Casas home run. Well, Saturday on Yes, don't miss the Hudson River Derby as NYCFC hosts the New York Red Bulls at Yankee Stadium. Coverage presented by Etihad begins at 12:30 with kickoff just after 1 o'clock on Yes, New York's most watched sports network. Here's Kiner Falefa. Pitch is high, so Casas 3 for 22 in his big league career, and 2 of the 3 hits have left the yard. That was his second home run. And there's a strike. That's up the middle, a base hit. Kiner Falefa leads off the third with a single, Yankees' first hit of the night. And that brings up Trevino.
Well, you got to hang in there with his curveball because you know it's going straight down in the zone. We know IKF, a contact hitter, right back up the middle, lead off the third.
Nice dig out. Hammered that ball.
So here's Jose Trevino. Missed the weekend series against Tampa Bay on paternity leave, and you got to give credit to Higashioka. Caught all the innings in that series, and the Yankees got 2 much-needed victories to kind of right the ship. Trevino's been a little bit of a slump, 2 for his last 27.
You're always looking for a little production from the guys at the back end of your order. Your IKF on base, stolen 18 bags this year. Trevino struggling a little bit. Don't mind seeing some action on the bases here in the third.
Runner goes. Fly ball, right field. IKF heads back to first. He makes it. As Verdugo makes the catch.
Always appreciated that as a manager who was thinking maybe, oh, you're struggling at the plate a little bit. I'm going to get some guys moving for you. Try to put the ball in play. Unfortunately, Trevino worked underneath it. Fly ball to right field. I can see what Aaron Boone's thinking down in the dugout.
Yeah, especially with Kiner Falefa on the bases.
Here's Marwin Gonzalez. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch outside. 1-0. Red Sox lead 2-0.
You know, Michael, you brought up an interesting point earlier, and when we were talking before the game, is who's the most important player the Yankees have on the injured reserve list right now? And make an argument they're first baseman. You don't know till you know, right?
Yeah.
We need a first baseman. Marwin Gonzalez is doing a great job. He can play all over the place. That's sort of his calling card, but he's not a first baseman. Kind of a big deal.
Deep to right center field. He really got that one. See ya. Tie game. A 2-run home run for Marwin Gonzalez.
Never mind.
Well, Marwin Gonzalez is saying, I'm a utility guy. I can play all over the field. But David Cohn, when you play first base, you got to drive the ball into the seats and give Aaron Boone some power at the back end of that lineup.
It's no cheapie in this park for a left-hander.
That's his 5th of the year. Here's Judge.
Fastball middle up. He got on top of that, got good backspin just over the Red Sox bullpen. You're right, Coney. That's a long way at Fenway Park for a left-handed hitter.
1-1 on Judge, who grounded out the third in the first. Two and 1. So with one swing, it's all even. Top of the third. Three and 1 on Judge. And Pivetta deals. 3-2.
Well, it's gotten to the point with Aaron Judge. He's getting pitched around a little bit more. He just took a fastball right down the middle, maybe sitting on something off speed.
There's a base hit for Judge. Dunks one into right center field. 3 hits in the inning against Pivetta.
And David, you mentioned Anthony Rizzo. Well, he was actually in the Yankees clubhouse today. He started his day at Yankee Stadium, hit off a tee, also did some running inside, played catch on the field. But it's really the first time in what seemed like a long time that he was in there. He was dealing with headaches after having that epidural, and he said there were some scary moments there. He was essentially on bed rest for a week, so those headaches have subsided. He said he might be back as early as the Milwaukee series this weekend. Pittsburgh series at home, probably a bit more probable.
Well, adding a 30 home run bat would be a big deal. Here's a 26 home run bat. 1-0 count on Stanton. Judge is off first. Held there by Casas. 1-1.
Stanton definitely more aggressive in the box. You pay attention to his feet, and that was what his injuries were. Obviously the Achilles and then the foul ball off the top of his foot. He's definitely a little more grounded. From the ground up, he generates a lot of power.
Runner goes. Throw to second. Got him.
Wow, you think of Reese McGuire as a good hitter from the left side behind the plate, not much of a thrower. Well, that's as good as it gets. A low pitch, he throws from his knees right on the money to get Aaron Judge. Big play by the Red Sox catcher.
Did he go? Yes, he did. 2-2 on Stanton.
You see Giancarlo Stanton take a peek down at the first base umpire, not happy with that call, and I don't blame him.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in already this inning. 2-2 game. 3-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Knuckle curve way out of the strike zone. Stanton down on strikes. But the Yankees tie the score. The number 9 hitter in the order, Marwin Gonzalez, drives it deep to right center field over the Red Sox bullpen. And when it lands, it's 2-2. By the world-leading neck and back experts from Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian. Stay amazing. By Cadillac. There's no better time to be in a Cadillac. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. And by FanDuel Sportsbook, make every moment more. Some of the catchers through the years here in this rivalry. The first 2 didn't like each other, Munson and Fisk.
The second 2 really respected each other, Veritek and Posada.
Did we ever find out why they didn't like each other? What was it with Thurman and Carl? You got any info on that, Michael?
I do not have any info on that.
I think it's just the teams didn't like each other.
Remember, I was hosting a lunch here with old-time Red Sox players and Yankee players, and one of the players got up, I think it was Nettles, and said the rivalry was unbelievable. Munson hated Fisk, Fisk hated Munson, Lee hated me, I hated Lee. He said everybody hated Lou. 1-1. Drilled right down the right field line. Fair ball, it's gone. It is gone. A home run for McGuire. And it's 3-2 Red Sox.
Oh, Reese McGuire just threw out Aaron Judge from his knees, and now he drills the first home run of the year. And we've talked about Garrett Cole. He has had his problems at Fenway Park. He's getting beat up with his fastball so far tonight. Up and in.
Yeah, sometimes you give the hitter credit, and Garrett Cole, his style of pitching is aggressive. And when you're going after hitters and getting part of the plate, you're prone to give up some homers. I tend to give McGuire credit there for beating him at the pass. A lefty up and in there.
Well, before that home run in 23 games with the Red Sox, McGuire hitting .355, .823 OPS. Both those numbers just went up.
All right, but David, there has to be something too about, we know the numbers at Fenway. Garrett knows the numbers at Fenway. Just one of those places that you don't feel comfortable pitching. You don't know what it is.
It's hard to say. I mean, you got a rookie first baseman that took him deep, and now you got a catcher that took him deep. So it's almost like he's getting beat by the guys you didn't expect him to get beat by. Maybe getting a little aggressive, getting more of the plate.
Now, I would assume there were places you didn't like the mound. You didn't like the way when you looked into the catcher, how it looked. I know from a hitter standpoint, I would walk into certain places, couldn't pick up the baseball, didn't like the back, whatever it is.
I personally loved pitching at Fenway Park because of the backdrop feels close. You feel like you're on top of the hitter because there's not a lot of space between home plate and the back wall.
Fly ball left field, and Duhar is there to retire Verdugo.
Now, did you pitch away from the Green Monster? Because I always felt myself calling a game. It was always out there in left field. You know, I tried to stay away from it as best you could and play to the triangle in right center. Not the easiest thing to do.
It's not, and you have to pitch right-handers in enough to keep them honest, because they're looking for middle to middle away to try to hook it off of the Monster or over it.
There's Xander Bogaerts, fly ball to center in the first. We're in the third. It's 3-2 Red Sox over the Yankees. First game of a 2-game set.
Remember a common theme in every pitcher-catcher meeting in the clubhouse at Fenway. Hang in there. You're going to give up some runs at this park. It's just one of those places that you can't hang your head early because our guys are going to score. You just got to try to limit the big innings because it's going to happen at Fenway.
Sort of the catfish hunter theory of pitching. You give up some homers, you hope they're solo shots.
And you see that number, 3.71 home runs allowed per 9 at Fenway, under 1 in all other games. I think both of those home runs, though, would have left any park. They were hit well. They weren't Fenway home runs.
2 left-handed batters as well.
So 1-2. He does not go around. And the pitch from Cole. Swing and a miss. That'll do it, but not before McGuire's home run has given the Red Sox a 3-2 lead. Well, here are the latest run totals from FanDuel Sportsbook. See those run totals? We are at Fenway. Right now, new customers can get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Download the FanDuel app and start making every moment more. Audi scoreboard, we go to the 4th inning. Boston 3 and the Yankees 2. Gleyber Torres will lead it off against Nick Pivetta. Breaking ball with no bite. 1-0. Big cut, 1-2. Missed outside, 2-2 on Torres, who grounded to short in the first. Don't seem concerned, seem locked in analyzing Pivetta. The 2-2. Another ground ball. Bogaerts gobbles it up. 1 away. I'd like to take this time, everybody here at the Yes Network would like to extend our condolences to the entire Didino family, as lifelong Yankees fan Anthony Didino passed away recently. Great guy, born in Brooklyn, loved his team from the Bronx, and everyone here at Yes remembers Anthony, and we send our condolences to his family. Here's Josh Donaldson. Foul back. John, what are they talking about in that dugout? It's animated. It's energy. I want to know what they're saying.
Well, Rizzo's saying my back feels really good, so I'm going to be back soon. You guys are hitting first and second. I'll hit behind you at some point. And we had a nice off day yesterday. Had a good dinner, and the weather's starting to change up here now, right? It's getting a little cooler.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
Nice.
This was always my favorite time of the year, when you kind of get through those dog days and it cools off a little bit in September. The Yankees had a day off yesterday. They're going to have another day off.
Popped up. Casas is called off by Verdugo from a long way. 2-way.
The happiest guy here is Casas. Thank you. Did not want that one. Even though he was there, he probably could have made that play. Second thought, he's a little bit of ways from that, wasn't he? Not sure if he was going to get there.
Here's Cabrera. And there's a strike. So we see the shift, 3 infielders on the right side. Now with next year's new rules, you have to have 2 infielders on each side of second base, but on MLB Network today they were talking about that's not going to take away the guy in short right field. They're just going to put the left fielder in short right field and play with 2 outfielders.
Well, there's risk reward there.
Yes.
Because you're giving up something to gain something. It will be interesting to see how it works out. It might not end up being as big a deal as you think it is. But to me, the headliner far and away is the pitch clock. That is the headliner.
Swing and a miss in the dirt. McGuire gets an angle. Put out 2-3. Yankees go down in order 1-2-3. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture was submitted by the Larson family. Gunnar loves teaching his son all about the history of their favorite baseball team. Gunnar started in 1903. They have 27 championships, more than any other professional team. And Dad will take it from there. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. 0-1 on Devers. Devers walked in the second, stole a base, and scored on the Casas home run.
Good knuckle curve. We haven't seen a lot of that early on, so maybe an adjustment being made mid-game from Garrett Cole.
Way out in front of that pitch.
One and two.
A couple of knuckle curves down. You're heading to count 1-2. Cole loves his fastball, especially lately. Can you elevate and get Devers to try to expand out of the zone?
Swing and a miss. 99 miles an hour. Devers down on strikes.
David, I always think of you when he's always a fastball hitter, but what about my fastball?
Yeah. pitching bad to his strength. He's gotten a few of them away by Devers, but context is everything. The knuckle curve mixed in the middle there kind of just set everything up, and Michael Flash came to play tonight. He's on it. He's calling things. He's got a crystal ball up here.
He feels invigorated just sitting next to him. I think it was that rare trip he took out to the West Coast. That's what got him locked and loaded.
Had a nice drive up here this morning from New York like a gentleman. Got into the hotel at about 1 o'clock. Michael was already out the door doing his thing, getting ready.
You talk radio guy in your car, or you listen to music? You satellite music guy? What are you?
You know what? I listened to talk radio until it faded out a little bit, and then I tuned into a podcast that my daughter Kristen turned me on to. So I went from the sports to the intellectual a little bit, try to trick them for about an hour and a half.
One and one. I drove last night. I had the entire Monday Night Football, and then I listened to Howard Stern interview Rosie O'Donnell for about an hour and a half. Very good.
Yeah, that'll keep you awake.
Fouled away.
All right, so now we know how both of us got here. How about you?
Private jet.
No, not private.
Rip foul.
I'm an 80s music guy, though. You know, I listen to First Wave on satellite radio, something like that, you know. Echo and the Bunnymen.
Fly ball right center. Judge is over. Makes the play. 2 outs.
It's my high school years, Flash. It was like, you know, when disco and rock and roll were banging heads, kick out the jams. You know, that's when New Wave came in, just snuck right in.
I can totally see you with the New Wave. Little parachute pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mullet. Had the mullet working.
Little flock of seagulls.
Flock of seagulls was big.
There's Arroyo, bottom of the 4th inning, 3-2 Boston. Oh and 1.
Speaking of mullets, have we seen Harrison Bader's new haircut?
Short, right?
Wow, from the St. Louis days, we see that foul ball straight down. That's why you wear a guard in there. Yeah, he's a different looking guy.
See, that's probably how he looked, though, when he went to Horace Mann.
Maybe, yeah. We'll have to get some pictures.
Grounded to third, Donaldson. And a 1-2-3 inning for Cole. He's retired 6 in a row. After the McGuire home run, we go to the 5th. Well, thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Congratulations to the Dodgers. They clinched their 10th straight postseason appearance, 3rd longest streak in Major League history. How about Mike Trout? Homered in 7 straight games, 1 shy of the Major League record held by Dale Long, Don Mattingly, and Ken Griffey Jr. And Max Scherzer expected to be activated off the IL on September 19th. He's dealing with weakness, left oblique. And Duhar takes a strike as we go to the 5th inning. And the Red Sox lead 3-2 over the Yanks. 6, 7, and 8 in the Yankee order. Fouled away.
Well, Bob just told us about that Toronto-Tampa Bay series, and You think back to Red Sox Yankees and how chippy it's gotten through the years. It's getting a little chippy in Toronto against those two teams, and I love every bit of it.
The Yankees would love those two just to beat up on each other, trade punches.
You got dugouts chirping at each other, managers chirping at each other. It's great.
Devers fields. One away. So you're a big chippy guy, is what you say?
Well, I just love they're playing for a lot. It's getting personal now, which makes it just that much better when you show up to the field, when you know, okay, this is real. We don't like each other. Threw up and in at Bo Bichette, and he fouled it up with a home run later on. It's all good stuff.
Clipped him in the helmet, didn't they, on the way by? Knocked his helmet off.
And then you liked how the Blue Jays retaliated, one right in the backside. Good way to do it, move on, and that's when things got a little chippy. I got a little edge to me, Michael. I can enjoy that stuff.
Oh, I sense that with you.
Old school. Catchers get off on one knee, get back up in the squat.
Did you ever throw a punch in the big leagues?
No.
Okay.
No.
You ever get hit with one?
It was funny. I was playing in a golf tournament yesterday with Timmy McCarthy and all the broadcasters, and I got asked that question. How many fights have you been in the big leagues? And, it's, I don't know, 10, 12. Never threw a punch. I was always out there making sure the hitter never got to my pitcher, or trying to, and then you're trying to play the peacemaker and have everybody get to their neutral corners.
2 away. Oh, here's a real fight. That's Piniella and Fisk, and it got real. There were punches thrown. This wasn't a dance match. This wasn't wrestling. This was haymakers.
Here we go.
Oh, Bill Lee gets smoked. And that ended up separating his shoulder.
Did you see Mickey Rivers creeping around the edge there throwing haymakers?
Chopped slowly, charging is Devers. He boots it, allowing Trevino to reach. See how they score that.
Devers coming in, probably had more time, but went with the do or die, and he doesn't come up with it.
This is one of the reasons why I like StatCast outs above average in terms of defensive metrics. They really grade you on how well you come in. One of the big parts on the left side of the infield is these kind of plays. Shortstop, third base. We tend to think about ranges left and right, but coming in, a big part of how that is graded, and a big part of that was a hit right there. I'm not so sure about that with the catcher running. Generous call there.
What are you trying to say, a catcher running?
Tell you, David, we've got prime flash today.
Yes, he came to play.
Here's the Yankee offense tonight. Gonzalez hit the 2-run home run in the third. Now when he rips foul. Here's Trevino out of the box.
Well, when you run like a catcher, I guess, David, you try to think, that's a gift. He wasn't even busting it down the line, smelling an infield hit, so he'll take that one. And Devers pointing to his head. He had more time than he thought he had.
He knows it was an error.
I don't know what it is, and I don't know if you guys agree. This year, all around baseball, there's been some sketchy official scoring. One, 2-1. Well, Marwin hit the home run in the second. We'll look at the exit velo presented by Spectrum Mobile. Go to spectrummobile.com today. 410 feet, so it was legitimate. Exit velocity of 103.5.
It's a good radio station too, right? 103.5.
Yes. Looks like he might have hurt his wrist.
You think Anthony Benintendi, right? When you see a swing like that and the shake of the hand, hopefully Marwin's going to be all right.
It's always the swing and misses, right, Flash? More times than not.
Yeah. Boone looks concerned. You know what it is, David, too? Sometimes you load up the pine tar and yet you swing and miss and it grabs, you know, and you don't release with your hand like you normally do. See Marwin getting a whole lot more comfortable now as a backup player, where you get sporadic at bats, and then all of a sudden Anthony Rizzo's down for a little bit and you're getting 3-4 at bats a day. He has the home run already, a really good take on a 2-2 curveball, now gets him to a 3-2 count.
Yeah, if he can get on base here with Judge on deck, that's a big deal.
So Trevino will go from first with 2 outs. 3-2 count on Gonzalez. Strike 3. Marwin does not like the call, and that is the end of the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. The end of 4 1/2. We're halfway through. It's Boston 3 and the Yankees 2. Moment, experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Well, bottom of the second inning, Tristan Casas first at bat against Garrett Cole, and it's a good one. 2-0 fastball drills it the other way for your Audi electric moment.
And he's going to lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
David, I mentioned I hated seeing young hitters come to the plate where you don't really have a good feel for what they want to do, their approach. Obviously a 2-0 fastball, Cole challenged him, but this will be a fun at bat to see the adjustments that Garrett's going to make.
Yeah, Garrett's given up 2 hits. One to this guy, a 2-run home run, and the other to McGuire, a couple of lefties.
It'll be Casas, Hernandez, and McGuire, bottom of the order here in the 5th. And a strike. Boy, that strike 3 call on Gonzalez looms so large, because if that's ball 4 as he thought it was, then Judge comes up with runners on first and second. Hard to pitch around him at that point. Now he'll lead off the 6th inning, and the most he could do is have a solo home run.
Yeah, and Pivetta going with the curveball too against Marwin Gonzalez on a 3-2 pitch. Gets the call.
The Yankee righty deals. 3-1.
In the old days, there used to be conversations about young hitters. Let's see if he can hit the breaking ball. Right? You know, everybody gets to the big leagues, they can hit the fastball. But now with all the information, they're well prepared for these at bats. Garrett Cole trying to go off speed, falling behind in the count, 3-1.
And Casas with a leadoff walk.
Chased him right off of his fastball.
Yeah.
Nothing but off speed the entire at bat.
Here's Hernandez. Kike in the 2nd season of a 2-year, $14 million deal, which really was a good deal for the Red Sox. They recently signed him to a 1-year, $10 million extension. Now, a guy like Hernandez that can play all over the place could have had a nice free agent bidding war, but he said that Chaim Bloom assured him that next year things will be better, and he wanted to be here for it.
He's dealt with injuries this year, but you know, Kike Hernandez was such a spark plug for this team. last year, and it's been a down year for him. So, taking that deal, probably not the worst thing.
And he goes down on strikes, so struck out twice against Cole tonight.
Another look at the Cole slider. Perfectly executed.
Here's McGuire. His home run in the third. Runner goes, throw to second. Not in time. But they're saying that, at least McGuire's saying, I hit Trevino's glove.
Well, the Yankee catchers have had problems with catcher's interference, a lot of them. We'll take a look from the side. Got him. No?
Obviously a hit and run play with Cassis, the slow runner, running there, and McGuire with a funky look at swing.
Oh, and 2. Now that is a reviewable play, and if the hitter was insistent that he touched the glove, they still have a challenge remaining. I'm surprised they didn't challenge that. Swing and a miss. McGuire down on strikes.
Well, it looked clear from the side that there was contact, so I'm shocked they didn't go back to it. There's no doubt about it there. Got away with one. That's been a problem for Yankee catchers. They're going out there trying to get that strike, and they're a little too close. Some catcher's interference this year. It's been a problem.
There's Tommy Pham. He struck out twice against Cole. And his last strikeout, that was his 8th. Cole's 8th strikeout is brought to you by your Tri-State Audi dealers. Stop in to see the redesigned 2022 Audi A8 today. Oh, and 2. (14 of 19 first pitch strikes). He's had 4 3-ball counts, go along with the 8 strikeouts. And the 0-2. 1 and 2.
Got a good one of those today, a good slider. 8 swing and misses on his slider, 7 on his four-seamer, and 17 overall for Cole so far.
Verdugo on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Boston 3, Yankees 2 are in the bottom of the 5th. First game of a 2-game set. So deuces are wild. Still 2 and 2.
The simple mechanics of Garrett Cole throwing the ball 99 miles an hour at will.
Missed with that slider, so the count 3 and 2.
I really think that's one of the reasons why he's so durable. It says repeatable delivery, simple, pick it up, pick up that leg, put it down. Doesn't look like he's really efforting to get to triple digits or upper 90s.
Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts in a row for Garrett Cole. 9 on the game. We're going to the 6th inning. Red Sox 3 and the Yankees 2. It's time for trivia. Who's the last 50 home run hitter to finish in this league's top 5 in batting average? That's where Judge is right now. 308 with 55 home runs. The Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. Boston leads 3-2 as we go to the 6th inning. That one's driven out into right center field. On the run, Verdugo. That ball is gone. Home run number 56, and the game is tied at 3. Five away from tying Roger Maris. Here's Stanton. 3-3 game. Chop over the head of Casas and into right field. It's a single for Stanton.
Well, you just brought up the trivia question with a high batting average. You hit for average with a short, simple swing. Usually you don't hit 56 home runs with that short and that simple of a swing. The man is so strong to drive it into that Red Sox bullpen out in right center field. Boy, that's impressive for number 56.
It's just a rocket.
It's a line drive.
So here's Torres. Checks his swing. So you figure 2 games in Boston, maybe Judge puts a couple on Lansdowne Street, but no, he goes the other way.
Yes. And get that ball back, maybe from the Red Sox bullpen.
1-1.
David, I've been watching all year, and the ex-catcher in me always tries to pick apart where would I don't know where to go. And we see it every day. There's not a hole in his swing that you can exploit.
Well, to your point, that was a tremendous off-speed pitch. Almost, I think it was a 76-mile-an-hour velocity out of the pitcher's hand. And Judge stays on it and hits it the other way. He's not out in front of it, doesn't roll over it, hits it in the bullpen.
1-2.
It was a hanger, but the fact that he could just stay on it, recognize it, there's no sway in his swing. Everything's just a coil around his back hip.
Yeah, I like the word coil. It's like when that left leg goes up and the hands go back. It's like you're pulling on a rubber band, and then he just lets it fly. But that's a line drive into the Red Sox bullpen. That is impressive.
I love that replay that we just saw, because you see all the Red Sox fans sitting down, and when the ball looks as if it's going out, watch, there's one Yankee fan that pops up. There he is. One, two. Nice block by McGuire.
Can't say you've ever called a 56th home run, have you, Michael?
No, I never have.
These numbers are kind of hard to get out almost. They're so impressive. And what is that?
It is starting to rain. We had the 25% chance when we gave you the Bigelow T weather report, and it's coming through. Fouled away.
Meanwhile, you're starting to see from Gleyber Torres getting off his ace swing, his power swing, but now with 2 strikes, starting to foul off some tough pitches, and this is the Gleyber we saw at the beginning of the year. Quality at bat after quality at bat and showing some power. So you're a Yankee fan, you have to like what you see coming down the stretch. He could be a major factor.
Foul back.
Again, quality swing, and with 2 strikes.
What do you think it is? His balance, his leg kick?
Yes, and I think looking for the ball out over the plate. That's on time right there perfectly. And as we showed the Aaron Judge swing, how simple it is. Gleyber has a lot more moving parts in it, but right now everything's synced together. But I like the 2-strike approach more now. It looks like he's digging his heels in, trying to think middle of the field. And if you make a mistake inside, he'll just react.
That one's chopped to short. There is one on to first, not in time. He beat out the return throw. Now, Meredith, you spoke to Hensley Mullins about Gleyber, right?
I did, Michael, and he mentioned the fact that he feels as though Gleyber's doing a much better job staying behind the ball. Also, he's using his lower half to generate power more, and a lot of those pitches that were middle in that he was fouling off when he was struggling in August, he's now able to drive. And part of the reason is he's been putting in a lot of extra work in the cage, hitting off the slider machine, and they feel as though that might have helped him get back in rhythm, get his timing back, and make those adjustments.
Here's Donaldson, runner on first base, 1 out. Now, if I were in the shoes of Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, I think I'd get to the studio because it's coming down pretty hard. Could be a little rain delay theater. Six runs on the board, all 6 runs coming via the home run. Well, that chant doesn't quite seem applicable this year.
That chant in Boston, you can hear it almost any sporting event. Doesn't have to be baseball.
Didn't they do in the Patriots
Super Bowl
Duck tour? Yeah.
Yes. Super Bowl parade.
Three and 0 on Donaldson. Pretty robust "Let's Go Yankees" cheer going up here at Fenway. 3-1, and the Red Sox fans getting annoyed at that.
See, this is what it's supposed to be like. I mentioned in the first inning, it just seemed a little timid. Now we're getting right where we need to be.
Late arrival. And a walk to Donaldson.
So that puts runners on first and second with one man out. That brings up Cabrera and brings out Cora. So he signals for Ryan Brazier, and that'll do it for Pivetta, who has pitched poorly against the Yankees. Not tonight, as he gave up 3 runs. The runners on base are certainly his responsibility. And by the New York Lottery, get out there and play. Aaron Judge, his 56th home run, seems like it punctured the sky and started the rain. And now the Yankees are trying to take the lead. They're first and second with 1 out. And Ryan Brazier will come on in relief of Nick Pivetta. This will be his 59th game.
That leads the Red Sox in appearances, and he's only walked 12, so he'll come right at you out of the bullpen.
Let's take a look at Judge's home run on StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. It traveled 383 feet, and it was almost 110 miles per hour off the bat.
You know, that whole notion that the pitcher supplies the power, that's fake news. That was a 76-mile-an-hour curveball. That guy supplies the power.
It's like when Stanton hit that home run against Bethancourt. Came at 47 miles an hour, went out at 110. Now it's time for the Mr. Clean Magic Stats. Aaron Judge's 56 home runs this season, leads Major League Baseball by 19. That's Kyle Schwarber. And in the American League, he leads Trout by 21. And whenever you talk to Aaron Boone about what Judge is doing, that's what he brings up. He said if it was a year where everybody's got a lot of home runs, he said it's not the case. He said for him to lead by that much tells you the kind of year that he's having.
As a writer for ESPN, David Schoenfeld wrote a great article trying to put Aaron Judge's year, the year he's having, into context historically. Did an amazing job with the article. Going back historically, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, their best years, Mickey Mantle, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds. Comparing those years, trying to put them into context. What exactly Judge is doing from an historical standpoint, where it would rank, where he might end up, what we're witnessing, historically speaking, from Aaron Judge this year. Truly remarkable.
0-1. Chop back to Brazier. He goes to second, and that's a nice play there to save the ball from going into the outfield and get the second out. So Bogarts went down to his knee to get that ball. So Torres moves to third, and Cabrera reaches on the fielder's choice.
Well, David, isn't it so hard to do, to put in perspective? Because like you mentioned names like Sosa, McGwire, but they were bombers, right, during the steroid era. And like, I don't know, I get so much respect for him because he's a great all-around hitter. Batting average doesn't expand out of the strike zone, so it's got to be so hard to put it all together.
High fly ball down the left field line, and that ball is going to be caught right near the wall by Pham for the final out. But Judge goes the other way and clubs home run number 56. With this swing, he is now 5 away from the hallowed Roger Maris American League record of 61. And by the way, it tied the game at 3. Still some great seats available. You're not going to want to miss a moment of the action when the Yankees battle Boston in a big 4-game series, September 22nd through the 25th. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com and join the Yankees as they chase for 28. Chasing for 28, he's chasing for 61. He's chasing for his 12th win. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, bottom of the 6th. It's 3-3, and it'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the Red Sox order against Garrett Cole. Starting with Alex Verdugo, 2 fly balls to the left for the Red Sox right fielder. Cole deals high, 1-0. You know, we kept a close eye, and rightfully so, on Judge and his assault on that record that was set 61 years ago in 1961. But David, you were alluding to this with the Schoenfeld story as well. If you take that aspect out of it, he's putting together one of the best offensive seasons in the history of baseball.
Exactly.
So it's not just about the home runs.
Exactly. No, all around. That's the whole point.
Another fly ball to left. And it's run down by Andujar, one away.
Baseball, more than any other sport, allows us to do these sorts of things, even though they're imperfect at best. But you can compare to the league average. You can do park-adjusted factors, environmental factors, according to the era that you played in. Judge just added to that tonight, but he's well over 200 OPS plus. OPS plus is, the plus part is what factors in the league average, the park-adjusted factors. We haven't seen those sorts of years since Barry Bonds.
Fly ball down the right field line, and that ball is gone. Bogarts goes yard, and it's 4-3 Boston. Sneaks it around the pesky pole.
Johnny Pesky was a beloved player in Boston, a coach in Boston, and he's got that foul pole named after him because there are some cheap home runs that just curl around that foul pole at Fenway Park. You can talk about the green monster in left field. You have Pesky's pole out in right field, and Bogarts just stays inside of it, slices it right around Pesky's pole.
Devers fouls it off.
3 hits given up for Garrett Cole tonight. 3 home runs.
Boy, that is a perfect Pesky pole home run. Wow.
'14th home run of the year for Bogarts. 1-1 count here on Devers. Devers has walked, stolen base, scored a run, and struck out. Two and one. All the runs in this game have come via the home run. Red Sox have 3 home runs, and the Yankees have 2. Trevino getting ready. Knuckle curve has been effective tonight. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Devers down on strikes. 10th strikeout for Cole.
Incredibly frustrating night when you're on the mound and you've got your A stuff. 10 punch outs, you've given up 3 hits and they're all homers. And you're down 4-3 and you feel like, and I got it tonight. It's all there. Still a good shape pitch count wise. 89 pitches here in the 6th with 2 outs.
J.D. Martinez takes a strike. Lipke now up.
Garrett Cole did get pushed in his last start up to a little shy of 120 pitches. 118, I believe. So Aaron Boone might take that into account as he cleans off his spikes.
(0-2) on Martinez.
The operative word is spikes, not cleats. Cleats are for football. Baseball, we wear spikes, nails. And yeah, they get mud in them.
And the 0-2 up the middle, a base hit. So a 2-out single by J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, you can see Aaron Boone having some conversations. Cole pitching on an extra day's rest, so that's going to come into play too. But Martinez, such a good breaking ball hitter with 2 strikes. Cole tries to run one in on his hands, leaves it out over the plate, and it's going to be a 2-out base hit.
The first non-home run hit.
There's Christian Arroyo, 0 for 2, couple of ground balls. Pitch outside, 1-0. So as a Yankee here at Fenway, Garrett Cole came in today 2-3 with a 7.13 ERA. And versus the Red Sox in 9 games, 6-3, 4.88. That's even at Yankee Stadium. In all likelihood, he will not have to deal with the Red Sox at any point during the postseason. Last year he did. And he did not pitch well in that game. Pitches up and in. So 3-0 on Arroyo. Casas is on deck. Turned him loose on 3, only fouled it back. Got a fastball 99 miles an hour. This will be the 97th pitch of the night. It's a strike, 3-2. J.D. Martinez will be going from first with 3-2 and 2 outs. Big pitch inning in the second, 26. Been fairly economical every other inning. Well, Gonzalez is going to play behind Martinez. And the 3-2. Fly ball, right field. Oswaldo Cabrera comes in, makes the play, and that'll do it. But Bogart snakes one around the pesky pole to give the Red Sox a 4-3 lead. T-Mobile coverage cam.
Well, it's going to be the 3 home runs that Garrett Cole has given up. Casas drills one to left center, McGuire to right field, and then finally Bogarts slices one around the pesky pole. Garrett Cole's had good stuff tonight, but has given up 3 home runs, and the Yankees are trailing.
Looks like it will be about it for him. Cadillac scoreboard shows 4-4-0 for the Red Sox, 3-6-0 for the Yankees. Bottom third of the order for the Yanks, and they'll face a new Red Sox pitcher. It's John Schreiber. First up, Connor Falefa. That one's chopped, third base. Fielded there by Devers. Fires to first. They got him. Devers grabbed that before it was going foul because he knew he could get an out of it.
Yeah, aggressive play. You see the chopper. Devers gets a good jump and then snares it in fair territory and makes the accurate throw and the strong throw. Good aggressive play by the Red Sox third baseman.
So here is Trevino. He is 1 for 2. And there's a strike. 57th game for Schreiber, who's done some closing, more than a strikeout per inning. He's had a good year. Grounded back to Schreiber. Underhands to Casas. 2 away. Let's go back to the studio. Bob Lorenz has an update. Well, thank you, Bob. Right here, we're in the 7th inning. It is 4-3, Boston over the Yankees. So that Tampa Bay-Toronto game has huge implications in the wild card battle. And here's Marwin Gonzalez. And there's a strike. We're in the top of the 7th inning. It is 4-3 Boston. Oh, 2.
He's got a 3-pitch mix from coming down low on the sidearm delivery. Change up there, fading. That's why he's had such a good year. A real find for the Red Sox this year. You don't anticipate somebody throwing sidearm with that high velocity as well and movement. Been up to 95 miles an hour from down there.
One and 2.
Big guy, you can see him kind of lean down and almost directly sidearm.
Well, he sounds like a tennis player. He lets out a grunt every pitch that he delivers. I'm sure it's coming across on our microphones. Let's take a listen.
Max effort from down under. Not down under, sidearm.
Yeah, straight sidearm.
And you wonder why ligaments tear. Three infielders right side for Gonzalez, batting from the left side. 2 and 2.
I'll give you an example. The release height compared to Nick Pivetta, the starter. Pivetta was just shy of 7 feet, but it's off the ground when he released at his window. This guy's around a little over 4 feet. 4 feet up to 4 feet, 4.5 feet off the ground when he released the ball.
Swing and a foul ball.
Probably the highest window in the big leagues right now, Justin Verlander, up around 7 feet. His release point off the ground. Rogers, the reliever with the Giants, almost scrapes his knuckles on the ground when he released.
Yeah, and it's a big deal. Kiner Falefa and Trevino, they didn't get enough pitches to really pick up the release point. Now you're seeing Gonzalez fouling off some tough pitches, maybe getting a little more comfortable picking up the baseball.
Fly ball, right field. And Hernandez comes a long way to make the play as the Yankees go down in order against Schreiber. The end of 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch in Boston. Red Sox lead by 1. Thank you, Bob. Game summary is presented by our good friends at Cadillac. 4-3 Red Sox lead, 4-4-0, leading 3-6-0. Garrett Cole went 6, struck out 10. Nick Pivetta, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Judge hit his 56th, the solo shot in the 6th. Momentarily tied the games for the Yankees, but Casas, McGuire, and Bogarts each with home runs, and Bogarts' home run around the pesky pole put the Red Sox back in front 4-3. Lucas Litke will come on as Garrett Cole gives the Yankees 6 innings.
He's been solid. Only 14 walks and 52 strikeouts for Lucas Lidke.
Casas is first. And there's a strike.
David, I was saying the other day, Lidke's one of those guys. There's one on every bullpen that gets overlooked. He does it all, right? Middle innings, left on left here, and those high leverage guy at the back end get all the attention. But Lidke has been solid all year long.
Casas tried to bunted it foul. He was trying to push it against the shift. Might have been a double. You know, we've given injury reports, and Chapman could be coming back. Efros could be coming back. Severino could be coming back. And Britton has looked good, but Aaron Boone said there's no guarantee he will be back this year. David, have you given any thought, because the Yankee bullpen's pitched very well, how do you fit all those injured players back into the bullpen?
You can't. It's a good problem to have. It's almost as if the Yankees could really use the old school 40-man roster and get them all up here and get a look at them, but that's not the case. You're gonna have to pick and choose who you think can help you and give them a look.
Just missed 2-2. I mean, you almost wonder some really big name pitchers if they even make the playoff roster. I mean, you could change it from series to series, but according to who you're facing, you might not put some people on that roster.
Depending on the matchups, yeah. Everything that goes into matchups nowadays.
Chapman's the biggest name, right?
Pretty much. That one driven to right field and deep. Cabrera back. He has room out there and makes the play on the track to retire Casas. Now, Chapman had a rehab assignment tonight, Meredith. How's that going?
Well, Michael, he pitched a scoreless inning, struck out 2 in the process. He did allow a hit. Also, Harrison Bader was playing in that game. He started in center field. He got 4 at-bats. And Jason Dominguez, one of the Yankees' top prospects, was transferred from Hudson Valley to Somerset. So a lot of talent on that Somerset roster tonight.
Yeah, that was a little surprising that Dominguez, who has really had a very good season, was moved up to Somerset. The Yankees are clearly putting all their top prospects, moving them up in the system.
He's moving quick. Good to hear that Bader is back in center field playing defense. He was DHing the other day, so that's good news.
One 1-0 on Kike Hernandez, who struck out twice against Cole. Donaldson deep at third and close to the line, guarding against the extra base hit.
Quietly, Casas had another good swing right there. The rookie first baseman. Casas. That would have been a home run in 24 big league ballparks.
Yeah, I was just saying, welcome to Fenway Park. You learn how to hit the ball the other way as a lefty really quickly when you drive them deep to right and you have nothing to show for it. But again, you go back to Aaron Judge, how impressive that home run was going to right center field at Fenway. That is not an easy thing to do for a right-handed hitter.
Swing and a miss. Hernandez, 3rd strikeout of the night.
Pretty good pitch to hit. Up and out over the plate with a little cut action on it.
Here's the catcher, the number 9 hitter, Reese McGuire. Line drive, that's a base hit to right field. Cabrera fields, he'll get the ball in. So McGuire is 2 for 3.
McGuire's had a good game, not only throwing out Aaron Judge at second base, the home run, and then hangs in there on a slider and just flips it to right field.
So Boone wanted Lidke in to face 2 out of 3 lefties, and now he's going to go to the bullpen with Tommy Pham coming up. Runner on first base, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Episode of Home Plate New York and get a taste of what your favorite New York celebs are cooking up. Best of Home Plate New York tonight after Yankees coverage on Yes. Then go to the Yes app to check out the full episodes, and guests on the shows include Garrett Cole, Bernie Williams, and David Cohn, as well as many other athletes and entertainers. Lou Trevino takes over for the Yanks. 57th game between Oakland and the Yankees. With the Yankees, a 1.23 ERA in 17 games. Ron Marinaccio heating up. Pham is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Well, Aaron Boone in the good part of the schedule as far as his bullpen is concerned. A day off yesterday, 2 here at Fenway, a day off Thursday, so you can really be aggressive going to your bullpen, mixing and matching.
2-0. Two and one. Runner at first, 2 outs. Red Sox lead 4-3. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning at Fenway. David, what's Trevino doing differently than he did in Oakland this year?
Just really a matter of command and strikes. Right there's a perfect example. On a 2-0 count, he's able to drop a cutter on the outside corner. So throwing all of his pitches for strikes with confidence.
And that gets Tommy Pham, putting runners on first and second. 2 men out for Verdugo.
This ball just got away from him off the jersey. Garrett Whitlock on the Red Sox side getting loose.
Here comes Matt Blake.
Well, a lot has been made of Trevino and throwing that slider more as a New York Yankee than he did as an Oakland A. It's that little cutter that I like. That's a nice little wrinkle for him. He's able to get back into counts, give lefties a little different look, get them off the plate.
You know, when you take a look at the Red Sox at 69 and 72, residing in last place in the East, you try to dissect why. Well, there've been a lot of injuries, but their poor play this year is not because of their offense. Their offense is really good. They have not gotten good pitching. 25th in runs allowed per game, 22nd in starting pitchers ERA, 25th in relief pitchers ERA. There you have it.
Yeah, a lot of injuries too. There was a stretch earlier this year where they started 5 straight rookies in consecutive games.
Yeah, there was a story today in The Athletic that they have to examine whether or not they have to revamp their whole medical staff the way the injuries have happened this year. Sometimes it's as simple as bad luck. When we talked to Sean McDonough, one of the radio broadcasters for the Red Sox, he said, well, in 2018, they didn't have anybody injured. It was just a perfect run, and they ended up winning the World Series. He said this year, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, but how do you figure it out? More load management in today's game than there ever has been, and there seems to be more injuries than there ever have been.
2-1 on Verdugo.
A good spot for Verdugo to be hitting in front of Bogarts and Devers.
Right there is Cabrera, puts it away as Verdugo hit it hard, and the Red Sox strand 2. He was leading off the 8th inning. This guy, he's already hit his 56th home run to tie the game at 3. Now the Yankees are down by 1. He's chasing history, and the Yankees are chasing the Red Sox in this one. Stay tuned. Judge is up next. Time for the answer to this trivia question. The last 50 home run hitter to finish in his league's top 5 in batting average. Any guesses, guys?
A-Rod?
It's a good guess. Bonds?
Oh,
Wow.
Foster. How about
George
that?
Foster.
What a year he had. 1977. Well, Judge leads off now against Garrett Whitlock. Judge has 2 hits and 3 at-bats. It is 56th into the Red Sox bullpen, leading up the 6th inning. There's a strike.
All right, David, a 1-run game. A guy has 56 home runs leading off. I guess you can go get him, right?
Well, I know, talking to Alex Cora about this before, that he believes in going after these guys. He was around talking. He even brought up Barry Bonds back in the day. Every time you walked him, Jeff Kent was behind him, or it always led to trouble, especially leading off an inning here. So he believes in going after these guys.
High fly ball, deep left field. There it goes. See ya. Number 57. Aaron Judge 4 away from Roger Maris.
Well, Whitlock tried to come in there a few times, and then he spun one out over the plate. Aaron Judge does not expand in. He waits for the ball out over. What a year. Every time they need a big swing, Aaron Judge has come through. 57 big ones.
And by the way, that tied the game. Seems to be the sidebar. Grounded to short. Bogarts gets Stanton.
Well, there is light tower power, and then there's this guy. And that's kind of off the end of the bat just a bit. He didn't get all of that, but he got enough of it. Banging off the light tower.
I mean, you really have to take a step back and just marvel at what we're witnessing. Maybe we're a little too close to it because we see him play every day, but he has 57 home runs. And I think it would be an upset if he doesn't pass Maris. So this is his 10th multi-home run game. And Hank Greenberg's the only American leaguer who had more. He had 11 in a single season. It's just remarkable. One and two.
Should have walked him, huh, Flash?
I just go back to it, thinking how to attack him. Couple of fastballs in. Okay, no big deal. I'm going to stick with my approach. I got to pitch out over. Ends up going over the Green Monster as Gleyber Torres swings and misses for the second out of the inning as Giancarlo Stanton. A nice shake of the hand right there for number 57 from the side. Leg goes up, hands go back. It's so simple. It's so powerful. And to have the batting average and the power and the RBIs, just the total package as a hitter.
Giancarlo Stanton wants some of that matching. He has essentially carried this offense for the second half of the season, and both of the home runs today tied the game. So 57, those are the people in the American League that have hit more in a single season.
All those other guys ahead of him, they played in black and white, right, on TV?
Yep, not
there
HD.
wasn't even TV in a lot of those.
Not HD TV.
Yes. That's why we say, before he's done, where he's going to rank in the history of the game all time, single season. He's got a chance to be right up there with everybody else. Mickey Mantle's Triple Crown, Babe Ruth, 1927. All those names you saw on that list.
But David, think about how many guys we faced, and when you talked about trying to get him out, make a good pitch and he'll swing and miss, right? If you make a mistake, he's going to make you pay. You can't say that about this guy. You make good pitches, he makes you pay. You pitch just off the plate, he doesn't swing.
He's taken it to an entirely different level this year. There's no one way to pitch him or get him out, Flash. You're exactly right.
So he had gone 5 straight games without a home run. Well, he rectified that with 2 tonight. One tied the game at 3. This one tied the game at 4. Broken bat, loop to the second baseman, Arroyo, and that'll do it. But Aaron Judge steps up and does it again. His 57th home run of the year, headed toward Lansdowne Street. His teammates are still amazed, and they've seen every single one of them. There seems like there are more to come. How many? Stick around. Well, tomorrow night on Yes, the Yankees wrap up this quick 2-game set against the Red Sox. Do not miss a single at bat as Aaron Judge continues his chase for the American League home run record. Full pregame coverage begins at 6. First pitch is scheduled for shortly after 7 on Yes and the Yes app. In his last 10 games, Judge is hitting .514 with 6 home runs. Hyundai scoreboard is 4-4. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Jonathan Loaisiga comes in from the bullpen. And he'll face 3, 4, and 5 in the Red Sox order, starting with Xander Bogaerts. Do either of you guys believe there is any special import if Judge hits 60 in 154 games, which is what Ruth did?
I think it's worth talking about. Absolutely. I think it's noteworthy. I think we're witnessing history in the making, and he deserves all the accolades coming his way. And we can debate everything, including that.
Line drive. Oh, nice stab by Donaldson. He caught it in the air, 1 away. Now, Judge was quoted in a story, you'll see this nice move to the glove side by Donaldson, that he considers the record Bonds' record, 73. And Roger Maris's son said that surprises me. He said, because the guys that passed my dad, it's been proven that they didn't do it clean. But Judge said that's the number in the book, and he's right. That is the number in the book, 73.
Well, that's part of the debate, right? That's what makes baseball different from other sports, that we can do this sort of debate. Compare generations to generations. Talk about Babe Ruth in 27. Talk about the steroid era. Talk about Mickey Mantle. That's what Judge is doing. He's making us talk about all of these great historical seasons and trying to make sense of it.
Valve away. You know, I'm asked a lot, well, the closer he gets to 61, is pressure going to affect him? I mean, this guy turned down a massive contract offer, and he's playing for his future and maybe his family's future. Hasn't affected him a bit. So why would the number 61 affect him? One outside, 2-1.
I was just thinking about the Mantle and Maris thing, and as teammates who are going for it, and then obviously Maris at the end when Mantle fades away and was injured, but this guy's done it by himself the entire year, and all the attention that comes with it. And you wouldn't be able to tell at this point by the way he carries himself every day.
Well, he's also part of the Triple Crown watch. He's just 9 behind Arise for the AL lead.
Well, this is
running away with home runs and RBIs.
Yeah, excuse me, Michael. This is a year when offense is down. Batting average is down. Home run rate is down.
Well, I keep going back to it about the elevated batting average because I have so much respect for a big slugger who can hit for an average. And Aaron has talked about that. I'm sure he's going to be awfully proud that the Triple Crown conversation is now there because of that batting average well over 300. He has said, I want to be an all-around hitter. Well, you are. Incredible.
High fly ball left center. Judge puts it away.
This year in the major leagues, the average batting average is 244. The triple slash line 244, 312, 397. That's putting things into context. How much above that is Aaron Judge's year? And when you go back and you compare all these historical years, what were those numbers in 1927? What were the numbers in Mickey Mantle's Triple Crown year? Compare it to the league average. How much above that were those guys? How much above that is Aaron Judge? 244 is the batting average in the major leagues this year.
And you mentioned earlier his OPS plus is over 200. So that means he is double the average player. 100 is your baseline, average player. He's doubled that. I hope that all of our viewers are enjoying the incredible ride he's taking us on, because no matter what your age is, we might not ever see this again. That's how special this year is. One count on J.D. Martinez. 4-4 game. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Loaisiga deals. 1-2.
Oh, by the way, Jonathan Loaisiga is back. That good power two-seamer. Big sweeping breaking ball to J.D. Martinez, and every time he comes in, you see that ERA just creeping lower and lower. He is a very trusted reliever at the back end these days.
High fly ball, deep center. Judge is there. He's on the track, and he makes the play for the final out. So Loaisiga retires the Red Sox in order. We take it to the 9th. Well, fans, stay tuned after the final out for the WB Mason Yankees postgame and get highlights, analysis, and complete reaction from tonight's game with the Red Sox. Plus, Aaron Boone on the manager's report. So Aaron Judge hits his 57th home run, rounds the bases, does his celebration, and check the girl right there by the dugout. He will high-five her, and she will freak out. How great is that? He's the Harry Styles of baseball.
It's a good concert, huh?
Yes, it was.
I heard you talking about it. He's a performer. So is Aaron Judge. And she had it all on the phone, too.
Yes, she
recorded
did.
it.
Yes, she did. That's cool. Now Burns comes in as he tries to hold it right here at 4-4. Oswaldo Cabrera will lead it off. Just have the presence of mind. Jeter was like that too. To see the fans, and I mean, obviously he's locked in and tunneled, but he saw that hand there, and it wasn't a teammate's hand, and he still gave her a high five, and you know, made her day, and it's something she'll remember all the time.
The best deal in mobile. Get unlimited for only $29.99. Visit SpectrumMobile.com.
3-0 count on Oswaldo Cabrera. Let's see if they green light him. There's a strike. There he is. Clay Holmes is up in the pen. Red Sox relievers have struggled since July 1st, the worst ERA in baseball. Aggressive swing, fouled it back, 3-2. Cabrera and Duhar and Kiner-Falefa here in the ninth. 4-4 game, first of two in the series. There's another one tomorrow night, not a doubleheader. Payoff. Swing and a miss, got him. One away.
Yeah, you give Barnes credit, came all the way back, 3-0 count, couple of fastballs. The last one dotted perfectly on the outside corner, a little bit up.
And Duhar's 0 for 3. Fouled away.
Would you put Harry Styles up there with some of the Springsteen concerts you've seen?
No, nothing compares to that.
No.
Well, Harry Styles performs for an hour and a half. Springsteen gives you 4.
An hour and a half? That's
yeah,
what it was?
Yeah. 9 to 10:30. He had an opening act, though. He was great. My daughter loved it. That's all that matters.
He's got a pitch clock.
Yep. Load management. Whoa, upstairs.
Well, anytime these two teams play, you always pay attention to some that are up and in. The fans got a little something out of that.
Buzz the tower.
Swing and a miss. Perfect pitch to follow that with. Oh, it's Arroyo, Casas, and Hernandez.
It's exactly what Mark Harkey's going over with Clay Holmes. The tendencies, who you're facing, how to go about it. It's a good bullpen coach right there.
Got that right. Give you all the information, give you the game plan. Now you just got to go execute it.
It's the delivery, too, the way he's delivering it, too. Very confident.
Grounded foul.
You can have the best information in the world. And the Yankees do, as well as any organization. The analytical information, the best content you could ever acquire. It's still about the interpretation, still about the delivery of it. And who's going to do that?
And probably the amount of it, right? You don't want to overdo it with some guys who can't take all of it in. You simplify it for certain pitchers or hitters.
And do you have the buy-in from the players?
Foul back. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees, especially the judge home runs, all right? Do not disseminate those. One-two. Fly ball, center field. Hernandez puts it away. So here's IKF, 4-4 game, top of the ninth. There's a strike. Conafalefa 1 for 3 as a single and scored on Marwin Gonzalez's home run in the third. One and one for the Red Sox on the bottom of the ninth. Arroyo, Casas, and Kike Hernandez. Chopped up the middle. Bogarts charges, fields, fires, got him. And the Yankees go down 1-2-3 against Barnes. And we go to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 4.
I don't know what they are, so I'm going to be surprised. Oh, the other way. The Boston bullpen on a breaking ball out over the plate, and then another breaker. Light tower power. Right on by Aaron Judge. Swish.
And a new front. '57 home runs, plenty of games remaining in the season. But the Yankees are trying to win games too. It's 4-4. He's done his part, tied the game at 3, tied the game at 4 with those 2 home runs. So now they will turn it over to Clay Holmes to pitch the bottom of the 9th inning, and they're looking to force extra innings here at Fenway. Toronto has come back against Tampa Bay 7-2. And they're doing, John, exactly what you said. 5 games. The Yankees won 3-2 in those games, whichever way.
Beat up on each other and get a little chippy. Nothing wrong with that.
So here's Arroyo. He is 0 for 3. By the way, if there is a 10th inning, Aaron Judge will bat. It's 8, 9, and 1 in the Yankee order if there's a 10th inning. Pitch is low, 1-0. The 2-0 inside 3-0.
That's the one there, David, that you don't like seeing, right? The two-seamer that ends up and in on a righty, up and away to a lefty. It tells you that mechanically not right, not in front of the baseball and down through the zone.
It's always the arm side run. You're late with your arm, you're underneath the ball.
3-0. And there's a strike, 3-1.
A lot of times you hear a pitcher say, I'm going to shorten up my stride so I can get out in front and get that ball down.
Timing is everything. Being synced up, lower half and upper half.
3-2.
You know what that leads to is then you can turn it loose with confidence. If you're feeling for it, a lot of times that's when your control can really go haywire. But if you feel synchronized, then you could just really turn it loose. Let it eat.
Chopped slowly to third, charging Donaldson fields and fires one away. Came back from 3-0 to get a ground ball, 1 down. And here's Casas, and this was happening in the 2nd inning.
Cole challenged him with a 2-0 fastball, and Casas drilled it the other way. Well over the green monster.
He's had a couple of impressive swings tonight. Almost had another home run to right field.
22-year-old rookie. Pitch outside, 1-0. He came into this game 0 for his last 12. And then he connected for that home run in the 2nd, walked and stole a base in the 5th, and a fly ball to deep right in the 7th. That one was eaten up by Fenway Park's dimensions. That one is chopped. Off the mound is Holmes, and he will tag Casas for the 2nd out.
You like to see the adjustments mid-inning from pitchers, and it looks like Holmes has figured it out.
Yeah, that last sinker exploded at home plate, overmatching Casas.
If there's a 10th inning, it'll be Trevino, Gonzalez, and Judge. And the Yankees will start with a runner at 2nd base, and that runner will be a speedy runner, Connor Falefa, but they need to get another out. Here's Kike Hernandez, who's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. And a strike. Outside, 1-1. You see the rain starting to fall again a bit. That one's driven out to right field, going back. Cabrera still backpedaling, and he makes the play. Hernandez hit it well, run down by Oswaldo Cabrera for the final out as the Red Sox go down in order. Turned one way, made a correction, and then made the catch. 3 baseball, bonus Cantos. Judge should get it at bat. Will they pitch to him? Will it end before him? He's the 3rd batter due up. Can he hit his 3rd home run of the night? Can he make it another one? Stay tuned. We go to the 10th inning. 4-7-0 for the Yankees, 4-5-0 for the Red Sox. And we have free baseball here in Boston. And we have Jerry's Familia, who you're familiar with. And he will pitch this inning, starting off with IKF at 2nd base. Trevino, Gonzalez, and Judge. But they are going to send up Aaron Hicks to pinch hit for Trevino. Aaron Boone sending up Aaron Hicks.
Well, Familia with that nasty two-seamer that runs down and away in on righties.
He's looking for an at-bat because Familia has control issues at times, and Hicks can work a walk, can put a good at-bat on him. So that's what Aaron Boone is playing right here. The matchup with Familia and hoping Aaron Hicks can put a good at-bat on him.
This is the 5th extra inning game that these two teams have played this year. Boston leads 3-1 in those games. Now this is the first time we've seen Hicks since he was pulled from the game after the 2 plays in left field. A really rough night for him. Aaron Boone said it wasn't punitive, it wasn't punishment, but Aaron Hicks said, I got benched in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I got taken out in the middle of the game. It's a benching. So, okay, that happened. Now you move forward to tonight. You get an opportunity here to pinch hit. How does Aaron Hicks react?
Yankees are 8-7 in extra inning games this year. The Red Sox are 7-9. Familia was released by the Phillies August 6th, picked up 3 days later by the Red Sox. He has a 4.82 ERA in 9 games in Boston. "32 years old, 11th big league season. Played with the Mets, the A's, the Mets again, Phillies, and now Boston. One and two.
Well, there have been times we've seen Aaron Hicks from the left side come out and around the baseball trying to pull everything. That was a really good swing on a tough pitch out over the plate. Now you're in battle mode behind in the count 1-2. Trying to at least advance IKF.
The old inside move, nobody there. He's just chasing back. Kind of Falefa putting that into his mind. Two and two. Familia, the 6th pitcher used by Cora. Nice block there by McGuire. That kept IKF at second. Count 3-2.
It's a split and it's yanked inside. This is just survival mode. You dive for it with a backhand and you come up with a clean. Tough play. To your point, David, Hicks putting a good at bat on him.
That's what he wanted. Familia's issue has never been stuff. It's always been command.
Three-two. Stays alive. We're in the 10th inning of a 4-4 game. Yankees have hit 3 home runs. Marwin Gonzalez a 2-run shot, 2 solo shots by Judge, who is now up to 57 on the season. Continuing to battle.
Fighting off some tough pitches, too. That was a dandy right there to spoil that one.
He walked him. That's exactly what David and John were talking about. That's the type of a bat that he can give you, and he got it. And he walked. So first and second, nobody out. Now let's play ahead a little bit. If you think about bunting here, and you'll see what Marwin Gonzalez did in the third inning, hitting one over the bullpen. Now Gonzalez is talking with Luis Rojas, but guys, if he bunts, you lose Judge.
I wonder if this conversation is, hey, you can't bunt here. I mean, he's a veteran, he knows the deal, but that man has to have an opportunity to swing the bat.
Now, David, you have always told me this as well. Let's say Marwin Gonzalez makes out some way, it's first and second. Third base is still open. What would be the difference if it was second and third?
I agree. I would always pitch like that. It's maybe not the way it's done nowadays, especially with one out. You'd move the go-ahead run to third base with one out, but that's Aaron Judge. He's having a historical season.
Well, the wheels are turning. Gonzalez has been spoken to by Rojas. Let's see. With first and second, nobody out here in the 10th inning.
They give Aaron Hicks credit, a really good at bat to set up the situation. Yep.
1-0.
It's not only that, when you're factoring in the matchup, this guy's hard to bunt off of, and he's wild. He might walk you, too. So you're looking for the same type of at-bat from Marwin Gonzalez that you just saw from Aaron Hicks. Put the pressure on Familia to throw strikes.
Another great play by McGuire.
Yeah, there are times as a catcher you just feel like a hockey goalie back there. You're just trying to react. Whether you're on one knee or a traditional stance, you're just hoping for the best. And he's come up with two beauties here in the 10th inning.
Conifaleta at second. Hicks is at first. Marwin Gonzalez at the plate, the 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. Judge on deck.
I talk about it all the time. When Aaron Judge is on deck, every opposing catcher knows exactly where he is. You usually have to be aggressive to the hitter before him. See what happens here.
Two and two. Just missed that one. Two balls, two strikes. 2 on, nobody out here in the 10th inning of a 4-4 game.
Easier said than done, but you got to make him get the ball up. Familia splitters down in the dirt, or his put-away pitch. If at all possible, try to lay off of that one.
Fouled it off. Still 2-2.
Yeah, Gonzalez, he's had some pitches to hit. He's fouled them off, and he's not happy about it. I mentioned this earlier. For a backup guy to all of a sudden start getting start after start after start, the swings are getting better and better and better.
Totally. He looks more comfortable tonight than we've seen him probably in a long time.
2-2. Up the middle. There's one, and there's two. As IKF moves to third. And they're going to intentionally walk Judge. A costly double play off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez.
Familia made a pitch when he had to. You mentioned it, David, the split down, rolled right into a perfect spot. Easy double play, and now an easy decision for Alex Cora. But we go back to the keys to the game. Giancarlo Stanton has been a hot hitter. Giancarlo Stanton has been a very hot hitter at Fenway Park in his career. So when you talk about protection in the lineup, your classic situation right here.
Here's your wrecking ball lineup right here, back to back. The Yankees' fate the rest of the year, really offensively, it's going to come down to these two guys.
2 for 15 lifetime against the Red Sox right-hander with 9 strikeouts. He's 1 for 4 tonight, Stan. Something to consider with the splitter that's been in the dirt. Obviously, one gets by. IKF has great speed. He'll score at the go-ahead run.
Well, you're not going to do it probably at the beginning of this bat, but if Stanton gets behind with 2 strikes, Judge could be on the move, forcing the Red Sox to play a little first and third defense. But that probably won't happen until he gets behind in the count.
Two and 0.
It was at Fenway Park where Giancarlo Stanton hit probably the best home run of the year last year. The bomb, grand slam over the monster. The most dramatic home run of the year off of his bat in this ballpark.
Just missed inside. 3-0. Familia staring in to Wegner as if to say, where was that? Cora feels the same way.
Clearly inside.
In all likelihood, Stanton will have the green light here on 3-0. Taking all the way, 3-1. First and third, 2 outs, top of the 10th. And the pitch. Ball 4, that loads the bases. That'll bring up Gleyber Torres. Well, your intent in extra innings in the top of the inning, put up crooked numbers. The opportunity's right there for the Yankees right now. Bases loaded with Gleyber Torres coming up and a meeting on the mound. Torres 0 for 4 tonight after 2 great games against the Rays over the weekend.
Yeah, I'd dig a little deeper though. 0 for 4, but there are a lot of really good swings from Gleyber Torres tonight, so nothing to show for it so far.
Florial is pinch running for Stanton. And he and Casas know each other from AAA, exchanging pleasantries. So bases loaded, 2 outs, 4-4 game, top of the 10th. The number 3 hitter in the Yankee order, second baseman Gleyber Torres. IKF at third, Judge at second. The pinch runner Florial is at first. And the pitch. Missed inside. No one's up in the Yankee bullpen, which would lead you to believe that Holmes will pitch 2 innings.
David told you how wild Familia can be, and there's a fine line as a hitter if you're Gleyber Torres. Obviously, you'd love to do some damage, but you really got to be disciplined. Pick one half of the plate. If you get it there, let it fly. If not, let it go.
He pumps a fastball over the middle of the plate for a strike, 1-1. Donaldson on deck. Now, if he comes up, the Yankees will have a lead. Lined into right center field. It is a base hit. That'll split the outfielders and go to the wall. IKF scores. Judge scores. Florial falls, gets back up, and he'll score. It's a bases clearing double for Gleyber Torres, and the Yankees lead 7-4.
Well, we talked about Gleyber Torres in the open to our show. When he's driving the ball to right center field, that is when he is at his best. And it doesn't get any better than this swing on a two-seamer to stay inside, not come around it, not try to pull it, drill it to right center field. Now you watch Florial, who was running for Stanton, coming around third. You think he's going to score easily? Head over heels, regroup, head first slide, and a huge double and 3 RBIs for Gleyber Torres.
Runner goes, and Torres easily steals third on the strike to Donaldson.
That was a full somersault. Florial. That's some good athleticism. He did a full somersault, got right back up and still scored. You are right, Flash. This is just as good a swing as you're going to see from Gleyber Torres. And then coming around on the back end. Now, this is hard to do. Straight down, all the way over, right back up. And then that.
The key, and I don't know how this feels, is to have speed, David, so your momentum keeps you going.
What a recovery.
That one is drilled to left field, but right at Pham for the final out. But the Yankees get 3 runs, 3 walks, and 1 big hit, and 1 beautiful gymnastics move by Florial. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Well, bittersweet, obviously, but it looks like they'll hold on. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Will the Yankees hold on? They are up by 3 with 3 runs coming on 1 swing off the bat of Gleyber Torres. And, John, you kind of foreshadowed that he has been taking the ball that way, and just a nice piece of hitting and a very big base hit.
You know, you saw this coming with that home run to right center field at Yankee Stadium, his 20th of the year, as Aaron Hicks takes over in left field. But now you start thinking, as Higgy's behind the plate, well, we might have something with Gleyber Torres again, right? He was a kind of a forgotten man for a few months after the All-Star break, but looks like a different hitter over the last week.
Yeah, that is as good a swing as you will ever see on that pitch in that situation.
Runner at second base, and automatically Reese McGuire gets plunked by Holmes, so that puts runners on first and second, nobody out. And just like that, the Red Sox bring the tying run to the plate.
It's Yankee City on a two-seamer. Held on to it too long.
And Wandy gets up just in case.
You know, David, you're talking about on the pitch because it was a two-seamer in. A lot of hitters come around. You see how Glaber stays inside and just shoots it the other way. A two-seamer into a righty, it's so tempting to try to pull it. That's when you roll over a ground ball. McGuire is going to be done, but boy, it's exciting now. If you're a Yankee fan, you see the way that guy swings the bat.
Go down and dig that two-seamer out and hit an absolute bullet. Split the gap.
So McGuire leaves the game, and Connor Wong is the pinch runner. And now the top of the order for the Red Sox against Holmes, starting with Tommy Pham. So first and second, nobody out. Yankees lead 7-4. Yankees about hit the Red Sox 8-5. And there's a strike, went to the slider. Big cut, 0-2. The 0-2, outside 1-2. Hernandez is at second, Wong is at first. And down goes Pham on strikes. One away.
Well, Pham's a good fastball hitter. You can see him leak and open up thinking he's going to get a sinker. He did not. What he got is a golden sombrero. His fourth strikeout on the night.
Well, with Verdugo coming up, that's going to do it for Holmes. They'll call on Peralta to try to get the final two outs of this one. Yankees lead 7-4. Red Sox have runners on first and second. One man out. Verdugo coming to the plate as a tying run. Play Holmes, Verdugo 2 for 2 with 2 ribbies and 2 walks. Now against Wandy Peralta 1 for 6. He does have 2 ribbies and he's walked. And Peralta really has bailed the Yankees out a lot. He's gotten some big outs when some other relievers have failed, and that's what the Yankees are asking him to do right now. He will face Verdugo as a tying run, then after Verdugo, it's Bogarts.
It's been a heck of a year for Wandy.
Kike Hernandez is at second. The pinch runner Connor Wong is at first. And Verdugo, who has 9 home runs and is 0 for 4 tonight, he's coming up.
That chain is no joke, Flash. That thing has got some girth.
That keeps it from leaking forward, David.
Almost looks like a bike chain. Some diamonds in there, too. Verdugo against Peralta. Peralta, the 6th Yankee pitcher. Garrett Cole started, went 6. Then Litke, Trevino, Loaizaga, Holmes, and now Wandy Peralta. Announced crowd of 34,250. Many of them have headed for the exits. Greg Weissert is up. 7-4 Yankees lead, bottom of the 10th inning. That one is lined into left center field. It is a base hit. Hernandez scores. Wong going for third. He'll make it. An RBI single for Verdugo. And now it's 7-5 Yanks.
Well, you give up the base hit, but the most important base runner was Verdugo being held at first base. Aaron Judge with the throw to third. A nice piece of hitting by Verdugo going the other way. He's the tying run. The Yankees were able to keep him at first base, which is going to be a big deal here in the 10th.
And he's not running. So the Yankees catch a break. And so does Aaron Judge by taking that chance and throwing to third. That Verdugo was watching it.
So here is Xander Bogaerts. Time runs at first. The winning runs at home plate. Fouled away. Still just one out.
Bogaerts has been a hot hitter for the Red Sox. He's the guy they want up there right now.
Last 16 games coming in, hitting .468. Oh, 0-2 on Bogaerts.
Some guys you put in big spots and they tighten up a little bit. Wandy is not one of those.
Popped up, shallow left. Hicks is there. Wong will stay put at third. And now it will come down to Peralta against Devers for the game. Devers is 0 for 3 with a walk tonight.
Peralta's a little different when you're left on left. And Devers, you're going to see changeups from Peralta, which left-handed hitters are not used to seeing. He'll run the fastball in on his hands. This will be a good matchup.
Big cut, trying to win it right there. Swings with a fastball. Wandy's got some giddy up on his fastball, 96 miles an hour.
Got some giddy up and he's got some guts.
Yes, he does. Right down Broadway. Here's my best fastball.
6 pitches, 6 strikes for Peralta. The left-hander sets. 1-1. Well, he's 0 for 8 against Peralta, with 2 strikeouts. Yankees trying to hold on to win the first game of this 2-game set. Now they're a strike away. There was that change, 1-2. First and third, 2 outs. And that one gets past Higashioka as Wong will score, and the ball goes into the stands. And moving to second is Verdugo with the tying run. It's 7-6 Yankees.
Well, we'll take another look at the pitch. I mean, he just yanks a fastball. There is nothing that a catcher can do there. You're not anticipating ball in the dirt. Higashioka just tried to keep it in front, couldn't do it. And Verdugo now cruises into second base and a base hit. There's the possibility of tying this one up.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. 7-6 Yankees, bottom of the 10th. Time call.
Boy, a yanked fastball came out of nowhere.
60 feet 6 inches. That was probably like 56 feet, maybe.
And the pitch. Just got a piece to stay alive. Almost like a cricket swing.
Well, that's why you thought this was going to be a good matchup. Peralta throwing him everything. Changeups in, sinkers in. Threw him a fastball down the middle and challenged him. Devers just fighting it off, hanging in there.
And the 2-2. Stays alive.
That was the one.
That's not exactly shortening up, right? And trying to punch one. Devers just unleashes. Doesn't matter what the count is or what the situation is.
Tying runs at second base. 2 men out. Yankees up by 1. Swing and a miss. Yankees hold on. They win 7-6. 7-6 in 10 innings. A couple of Aaron Judge home runs. Everything you could want as the Red Sox threaten, but they don't get the big hit, and the Yankees get the big win.
Well, we talked about it earlier in this game. You're going to have to go to the last pitch to try to win a game at Fenway Park. Peralta changeup in. Fastball catches the outside corner. Yanked fastball down and away. Run will score. Sinker in. Devers just hangs in there. That's the pitch he needed to hit. Finally, the slider. And Wandy Peralta does it again.
Talk about saving a slider in your hip pocket for the perfect time. It's the last thing Devers was looking for, and that man right there put a big dent in history on his chase tonight. And Wandy Peralta pumped.
Well, we saw home runs number 56 and 57. We saw win number 86 for the Yankees as they creep closer to winning the AL East.